So I was listening to a Bob Proctor speech, one of the goats, right next to Jim Rohn. But Bob Proctor really reminded me that, right, if you focus on the things that you don't have, and this is something I forgot. I don't know how I forgot it when I used to preach it, right? If you go to my channel a year ago, you'll see that I used to preach, what you focus on, you create more of, right? And things like that. And I forgot the things that I was preaching because I wasn't actually applying it to works. And, faith without action is dead. Faith without works is dead. So you can learn these things, but if you're not applying them, it's not worth it, right? It's not worth knowing the information. It's not worth having the information if you're not going to use the information, right? And this is something that I forgot, right? And he was just pretty much saying what you think about, you create more of. So if you're in a situation where you're like, dang, everything's not going my way, everything's going wrong, this, that, and the third, you're going to create more of that frequency state of lack, right? So when we think all the time, oh, I need this car, I need that, I need more money, or my job sucks and I need more money or whatever, we tend to create more lack. And this puts us in a less frequency. This creates a frequency of like negativity, right? And I found myself getting out of that and then getting right back into it. Then getting out, then getting right back into it. And you never truly understand why things don't go the way you planned or anticipated. But it's because you're focused on what you don't have instead of what you do have, right? Like you might be like, oh, I want a new car, but you're not focused on the current car that you do have. Like you're grateful. There's some people who are out there and they got to catch a bus or they got to walk, right? So focus on that you do have a car. Or some people wish that they had a job that paid more, right? At least you got a job. There's some people who got unemployed, who don't have jobs, right? There's some people who can't get a job right now, right? And you're blessed, right? There's an immigrant out there who really wants to work a job, but they can't right now, right? So this is something that you have to take in consideration, and it's something that I've been neglecting, is just being grateful for the present. Like it's so easy to click a video and see somebody living your dream life and you to get caught up in, oh, I need this, I need that life that he has, or I need that life that she has, right? Instead of being focused on the now, on the things that you can control, because you 100% control the future, but the only way you control your future is if you're focused on right now, right? How can I become a better version of myself? What can I do right now today that's going to elevate my future, right? And that's something that I know I need to work on, is staying present instead of focused on too much of the future, right? I never really focus on the past. It's usually the future, right? And I know a lot of you guys probably do too, right? And it's cool. Like you want to become successful, you want to have that successful thriving business, but you need to focus on the now. What can I do today that's going to elevate my business, right? What can I do today that's going to elevate my content? What can I do today that's going to help somebody, right? If I want to help 10,000 people, right? Which I want to help way more than 10,000 people. I want to help millions of people one day. Then I need to start off by helping one, right? And as I go on and on and on and on, I'm going to be able to help more and more and more people. But it starts off with just one, right? It starts off with just one video, right? One song you make, one, it just starts off with one, right? But when you focus on the big end goal, it makes it hard to just simply be in the moment, because you're focused so thoroughly on the success, the end product, instead of the now, right? You gotta focus on the journey. You gotta love and enjoy the journey. If you're sleeping in your car right now, enjoy sleeping in your car, because eventually, you know what I mean, you're gonna make it, right? You're gonna make it, and you're gonna enjoy every step of the way. And you're gonna look back and be like, damn, I was really sleeping in the car, right? So no matter where you are right now, find a way to be grateful for whatever situation you're in, whether it's bad or good, because you will look back at it whenever you're thriving and be like, man, this really shaped me to who I am today, right? That breakup shaped me to the hustle I put in to whatever, just find a way to be appreciative for the little things. The small things over time create big things. This is something that my football coaches and things used to always say. They used to say, the small things will eventually lead to big things, right? So how you do the small things is how you're going to do the big things, right? So how you practice 9 times out of 10 is how you're going to play, right? Now, there were some crazy people who were on a team and, they did bad in practice, but somehow, some way, when it came game time, they were able to make a play, right? And that's rare, right? But imagine if those people would have practiced, right, how they would have played. They would have been 10 times better, right? So this is another thing in life, right? You have to show up and give it your percent, give it a percentage. It don't even have to be 100% all the time, but just be willing to get better. Be willing to show up and just show up with a good attitude. Show up positively, right? Now, you might see in future videos, right, on this channel where I might not be feeling the best, but I'm still giving it a little bit, right? I might not give it 100% all the time, but the percentage that I give eventually will compound. And no matter how small of percentage I give, right, whether it's a 5-minute video, whether it's a 10-minute video, whether it's an hour video, you will notice the difference, right? And this is the same thing you have to apply with your life, with your journey, whatever it is that you want to do. You have to understand, right? How you do anything is how you're going to do everything. So if I half-ass in the gym, I'm going to half-ass in life, right? I'm a half-ass in this area of my life, financially, right? I'm a half-ass with my content. I'm a half-ass with damn near everything I do. So this is why I say, right, how you do anything is how you're going to do everything, right? So we have to focus, right, on what we want. We have to focus on where we want to go by staying present and by showing up every single day and being present. And this is something that I forgot. And this is what I don't want you to forget, because it low-key backtracks you, right? You might make progress and then you start focusing on the things you don't have, and then you start procrastinating, and then you lose momentum, and then next thing you know, you're in the same spot, which is not starting, right? Rather than if you just build that momentum, stay present, you'll eventually get to where you want to go, right? I think this is the real reason why most people quit, why most people are impatient, is because they're not focused on the now. They're more focused on, getting rich quick instead of the long-term play, which I truly believe, and I've seen that the long-term play is the best play to play, because that's usually the play that most people really win, right? And that's where people win big, right? Is they dedicate 5 years to doing something and don't see results within the first 2 years, but they still commit and they still give it their all, and then eventually they get rewarded after that 2-3 year mark, and the reward is usually exponential, right? It's usually like one video, one song, one sell, one product getting sold, right? That launches their career, but people don't see the things that they did consistently to get to where they are now, right? And there's streamers, there's YouTubers, there's business owners, there's so many people, there's music artists that are case studies to that, right? It might have took, there's definitely actors too, right? There's a lot of actors, and it's common, right? And it's something that you gotta just take in consideration. Is like, it might look ugly at first, you might be putting in a lot of effort, and you might not be getting nothing back, but if you continue to just keep evolving and keep showing up, you'll eventually get one thing to land and one thing to hit, and once that one thing hits, that's when everything take off, right? That's when you get big, dude. You knock it off the park. You knock it out the park. So that's something that I want you guys to also realize, which is something I didn't realize either. And ultimately, I don't know how I forgot it, but just stay focused on the journey. The journey is so beautiful, right? Because there's ups and there's downs, and there's ups and there's downs, but each time you get better at handling those downs, right? So whenever you're up, right, you good, and when you down, you know how to overcome it and get back up, right? Because life is gonna knock you down, right? It's not about, it's not always about staying down. It's always about trying to get back up, right? And when you get back up, it's what you do with it. Because when you're down, you don't want to stay down for too long, right? You don't want to stay down for too long. You want to stay down, analyze what you did wrong, understand what you could do better next, so you don't make the same mistake twice, get better somehow, and then find your way back up. But the beautiful thing about life is when you get down, when you get knocked down, when you get thrown down, you'll find a way back up. And you have the chance to get back up. You have the opportunity to take that, now that you're up, you have an opportunity to take it to the next level, right? So these are all principles that I'm going to apply, and these are principles that I want you guys, whether you're watching this in the future or whether you're watching this, in 2026, this is all something that I want you to understand, and this is something that I want you to apply into your life, so that way you can succeed, and that way you understand a way to win. And I'm gonna just be proof. Like, look at this video in 2-3 years, and if you don't see any proof, then 9 times out of 10, this video was pointless. But I'm telling you, this video is not going to be pointless. This video is going to be a video that people are going to come to and believe in themselves, and people are going to come to and watch, and it's going to inspire some people to take that action, and it's going to change lives. So come back to this video in 2 years, and see you then.